Good friend Dr. Joe Congeni is in studio, joins us on Wednesdays here on 1590 WACare. Now, Joe, you heard us talking about you.
Yes.
On the way in about the netting. Safety, right?
Yes,
Safety.
I was referenced on that thing. Thank you. You guys cover the gamut, and I love that, and that's important. And the netting, it's the next evolution. I mean, whatever Tony says, we know who's in the stands now. You can't take a chance at anything like that. And you're exactly right. I think if you extend it to the end of the dugout, that takes the sting out of the ones that can be major issues. As you get further down the baseline, I think you're pretty safe.
Get more of a looping shot.
That's
now
right.
And then you get the hardliners. But
right.
More. Okay, you had some information, Michael Brantley, because we're all wondering, we're going to get him for the playoffs or not?
Yeah, Ray, we're trying to get to the bottom of Michael Brantley. I added up, it's over 6 weeks right now. Wow, I think it was August 6th, and that's a long time ago. And so it's really interesting. The articles that were written the day or two after that, where everybody was just like, oh, it's so good news that it's not he felt a pop, and he thought, oh my gosh, this is my Achilles. He's not had this feeling before, and I'm out for the year. And everybody was thankful that, hey, it's going to be an ankle sprain and it's going to be a matter of days to weeks. They weren't even sure about putting him on the DL at first. And so here we are 6 weeks later. The deal is what I've read in the paper and reports, he tore his deltoid ligament. Now, as far as ankles go, there's 3 groups of ligaments. We've beaten the heck out of high ankle sprains, Myles Garrett and other things. Yes. Myles Garrett's been 4 weeks, and that's what they take. The typical ankle sprain is the smaller ligaments on the outside of the ankle. They're called the lateral ligament complex. And 9 out of 10 sprains, the ankle inverts or rolls. And those ligaments, because of the way the ankle's made, are the ones that are torn. The lateral ligaments. They heal 7, 10, 14 days. People are playing sports with those. On the other side of the ankle, there's a tough, thick, triangular ligament called the deltoid ligament. It's very strong.
So when you say the other side, that's on the inside?
The inside of the, okay. Exactly. Thanks for pointing that out. The inside of the ankle. But if you think about the way the ankle rolls, it's very unnatural to roll that way in sport.
Yeah.
It happens with somebody like stepping on you wrong. It's really an unusual sprain. 9 out of 10 are going to involve the outer ligaments, the wimpy, weaker ligaments. 1 out of 10 are going to involve the deltoid ligament. It turns out Michael Brantley's was a deltoid. With the way he felt a pop and the swelling that he had, from what, again, the reports, it had to be a pretty bad, probably a grade 3, a complete ligament tear of the deltoid, and you can't push off of it. You can't bear any weight. So although he's done other things, he still is running in a anti-gravity treadmill up until this week. And later this week, they're going to trial some running, I'm told, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But you and I were talking before, it may be too late to get the timing back in the box in the 1st of October this weekend.
Yeah, you're talking playoffs. You need them at the utmost, for sure.
That's right. So we talk about this ligament. We brace it. A lot of times because you can't even bear weight, they're in a boot or in the old days even a cast for the first couple of weeks. It's definitely a more significant sprain. If you get both the outer ligaments and the inner ligament, the deltoid, it's more likely going to be so loose and unstable that we sometimes even have to go to surgery on those, and I'm sure there will be some assessment in the offseason of how well Brantley comes back. But the point of the matter is, right now, this is, in my 55 years of being an Indian fan since the age of 4, this is the best chance going into the playoffs that we've ever had of winning it all. This team is really well built. This team has the best manager. This team has a great pitching staff. But you and I were saying there's some holes in the outfield because of sports medicine, because of injuries.
Yeah, one of that guy, Lonnie Chisenhall, and he's been bothered almost the complete second half of the season. What they title is a calf strain.
Right.
Now, when we talk strain, tears, and all these things, talk about a strain and how that can keep you sidelined for so long.
In looking in on things with Lonnie Chisenhall, like a lot of, again, we see all these same injuries down at our office at Akron Children's every week. The calf muscle is a big, strong muscle, and a strain can be either an overstretch of the fibers, a partial tear, or a complete tear. If it was a complete tear, I think we probably heard about it. I think it probably is a partial tear. And these are really hard to get totally better till you have a long time of some healing. So you can treat them, get rid of some of the scar tissue, get rid of the inflammation, but then you'll feel the twinges. And he's come back twice on this thing and then gone back away. And you and I were saying, I think it's been 2 weeks. And again, with the critical nature of having timing going into a short series, the first series being a short series, I don't know how without at-bats and timing they can take a chance on giving him one of the roster spots unless he gets out there right away.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out with those two guys. And keep in mind, we've put together some great winning streaks without those two guys in the lineup, for sure.
Right.
Joe, I also wanted to ask you a little bit when we've got these real hot temperatures this time of the year. You're going from 90s and then tomorrow 70s, and they're saying mid-60s on Saturday. How does that play games with your body, in particular the muscles? Do you have to be careful here?
Yeah, you do, and I am so impressed. We have a lot of high school teams we cover. I'm so impressed how the young people and the certified athletic trainers did last weekend. I had a real concern of bouncing all the way back to that significant heat, but a minimal of cramping. Everybody seemed to get through it okay, and it's all preparation. You've heard us say this, and I know I hear you say this, is you have to prepare all week long. You don't just go out there on Friday night and figure it out. So they were starting to hydrate during the week. They were preparing with the misters and the cool areas and everything like that, and getting people out of the sun if they were day games, and everybody came through it very well. Now, we are going to get a switch to some real cooler temperatures for football. Friday night and Saturday night may be in the 40s. No big problem from that transition. I was more worried about the other transition to the 90s.
Okay, so nothing there as far as worrying about. All right, Joe. Well, listen, good visit. Thanks for coming on in again.
Thanks, Ray. Have a great week and enjoy this run. It's going to be really something.
We're going to have some good things to talk about, I think. All right. Dr. Joe Congeni, Sports Medicine Center, Akron Children's Hospital. He joins us Wednesdays